Good evening again for my sixth attempt to make this video, spanning 2 weekends. Two different mic cables, hint hint, and but this time around we're gonna have a second guest in our video. Anyways, hope I remember to do everything I've planned on. I'm gonna try to keep it a little shorter too. Um, Welcome to my Zildjian Amir video, but specifically 18-inch Zildjian Amir video. Okay, we have 4 specimens from different generations and even one that is of a different type. So we've got the 18-inch ride right here, and then we have 3 Zildjian Amir 18-inch crashes. All right, each one is different from the others. I will elaborate that on that with each one. Let's jump right in, though, shall we? Um, first, uh, first symbol number 1 here is from the, I believe, second generation. Small. See that there? It's upside down. This is the um, lowercase cursive logo. Okay? And this is a ride model. 18 inches, has a larger cup than the rest. This is weighing in at 1935. Quite heavy for an 18 of any alloy. Um, let's give it a listen, I guess, all right? And before you wonder and wait for me to finally answer, we are playing this evening a Calado Regal Tip 5A with the nylon tip, okay? Let's check it out. 1935. Wait a minute. Forgot to tell you who the heck I am. My name's John Barber, as in Cut Your Hair, coming to you from Michigan. And on the forum, which is the best way to reach me, DFO, on DFO and VDF, I am Drummer John 333. So, perhaps I'll hear from some of you guys. But at any rate, I hope to shed some light on the Zildjian Amirs via an expose on the 18s, right? Here we go. Zildjian 18-inch Amir Ride 1935. Good sustain. All these have excellent sustain. I believe they all have the Zildjian Amir stamp as well. Yes, they do. Some are stronger than others. But isn't that always true about the Zildjian stamps? Anyways. One heck of a strong bell on here. Quite cutting, I would imagine. In context, that is. Oh, most certainly. Sure, I'll crash it. Next, symbol number 2, we have, can you guess? That's right, an 18-inch Amir. But that doesn't say a whole lot, does it? Let's talk about the generations, shall we? Nah, let's hit that at the end. Let's just jump right into to what we have here. Also, a lowercase cursive logo, small. This lowercase cursive logo had a small and a large ink stamp. Okay? Small one here, small one here. We'll visit a large one before we're done tonight here. So this is a crash model, and it weighs in at 1565 grams. Okay, let's check it out. Let's do that again. Great sustain, but I don't have time to listen to all of it, nor can you probably hear any of it at this point, right? Well, maybe now. Anyways, here we go. Symbol number 3. Also, an 18-inch Zildjian Amir crash. What do you know? But this one's a little different because it's a different generation, I like to say. Because it's a different logo. And this logo, couple distinctive features about this symbol are that it does not appear on the top. All right? No Amir on the top. Now, the embossed stamp, yes. Ink logo, no. But it does appear on the bottom. But what's different about this? Again, lowercase cursive logo, but in this case, the large. Can you see that? Yes, you most certainly can. Large one here, and see the symbol number 2 has the small one. All right. So, there we go. Well, no. Well, you get the point. You see it good enough. Got that light reflection. I put a lot of lighting up this time. I wanted to make sure to get enough. By the way, as I land this T-nut, is that what you call them? Gee. Wing nut, there we go. On here, I will mention that all these symbols are writing on felts, though no felts on top. I'm consistent all across the board. Here we go. This one weighs in at 1560. Now, do you remember what this one weighed in at? 1565. 5 grams of difference. Okay? So, let's check them out. And I'm going to mention before I forget, the hammering is a little more pronounced on this one right here. All right? Both are stock machined hammer. Well, you know what? It could be by hand, but I tend to think it's machined. I'm not real sure, though. It's so hard to tell. We'll talk about some hammering in a moment with symbol number 4, but let's check this out. 1565, 1560 here. great sustain, but we don't have all night. So let's jump into. Yes, I know you're dying to hear a comparison. Let's mix it up a little bit, eh? 1560, 1565, 60, 65, 1560, 1565. This one is higher, this third symbol here, 1560, higher pitch on the bell, 1565. Okay? I don't think the gram difference really of 5 there really makes any difference. I think there's other variables in play, perhaps the hammering, but interesting that they are so similar yet still distinguishable from each other. All right, next we have. I really love this symbol. This is. You just stay put right there for a moment. That's what those holes are for, you know, on your jacks in the basement. It's for drumsticks. You didn't know that? So what we have here is a first generation logo. These are full print, not cursive print, uppercase Amir. I'm going to stop myself short of using the term block because I don't want to get that mixed up with your recollection of block logos with, you know, like on the older Zildjian stamps. But anyways, can you see that? Well, if you can't, yeah, check that out there. I can see that crystal clear, I bet, right? So, yes, did you notice this guy's got chicken pox? Anyways, yeah, this is a homemade hammer job. I really don't know what the extent of the factory hammering was. It's hard to tell. But they did a fabulous job on the homemade hammer job here. Look at this. Check that out. Oh, that's just... Where are we at here? Come on. Come on. Here. There we are. Ain't that beautiful? Oh, yeah. You gotta love that right there. So, let's give a listen, eh? I'm sure you guys have a lot of ideas of what this sounds like. So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to compare the two. I'm sorry. That would be compared to the 4, right? So, here we go. All right. So, as you can guess, when there's hammering, it's going to moisten it up a bit, if you know what I mean. Full on soak it, because it's very wet compared to these ones here. Darn, that's the first miss. That's my mulligan, okay? That's my mulligan. Okay. Quite darker, smoky, ominous is the word, folks. That's what I like to say. Here we go. All right. I hope you're digging this. I am, most certainly. Check out these bells, a little bell dancing here. Who was that, you ask? That is my first guest tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce to you the Zildjian Amir 20-inch ride. But first logo. So I love the symbol. And you may guess what I like to do. Hopefully you'll guess because check this out, you know. It's a ride and it sounds nice. My gosh, golly, I so sincerely apologize. Forgot to tell you, specimen number 4 here weighs in at 1530. Remember, this was 1565, 1560, 1530 here. Okay? But, of course, as you can guess, my opinion is that the hammering is what really makes the huge difference there. Nice 20-inch ride. Here, so you can see it. Weighing in at 2180. 2180, folks. It's pretty heavy, but as you can hear, it crashes quite well, especially if you give it a little context, a little company in Crashland. But in order to do that, what I usually do, which is a common practice, a lot of people playing larger cymbals these days, becoming quite the trend. We're looking, you slap down a 22-inch ride instead of a 20, and use that 20 as a crash. That's most commonly happening, I think, in B8 land. And what are these? I think they're B8, aren't they B8? It's my understanding. Of course, with Zildjian, you never really can truly tell. Shoot, maybe it's B9 or something like that. Because they like to flirt around in B10 and B12 and B15 and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, my understanding is a whole bunch of history with Pacey and all that kind of stuff that I'm not really going to get into quite yet. Because, actually, this is a good segue to get right into it. As you can tell, or as you can recall, Pasty, aka Peisty, are the masters. They are the kings of B8. They are the masters of B8, whatever you want to, however you want to express it. So they were having tremendous success with these B8 lines. We're talking early '80s is when all this started to happen. In regards to the Zildjian Amir, I believe it was 81, 82, somewhere around there. And by the time that it was all out, it was probably 86, 7, 8, somewhere in that neighborhood, when they introduced a completely new line called a Zildjian Amir 2. That's right, I believe it should be referred to as a separate line because it is most definitely a separate symbol, a different model, okay? So you have the first generation, second generation, third generation, but then when you get to Amir 2, please don't call it a third generation or a fourth generation, okay? We have different logos. They don't change logos just because they want to. My theory is that they changed logos every time they had made a change in manufacturing. Okay, anything they changed, anytime they made any kind of change, because you have so many variables, right? You have the lathing, the hammering, the profile, the typical weights of models, stuff like that. As you, one thing I want to point out here, this symbol has a much more pronounced hammering than this one. Okay, remember this is the large lowercase cursive logo, and this is the small lowercase cursive logo. Okay, my theory is that it got smaller and smaller. You start with the big capital print logo, big block letters, and then you got to the large lowercase cursive one, and then I believe then they went to the small lowercase cursive logo. That's my belief of the progression. Not sure if that is accurately or elaborately, documented or not yet. Probably we could find out someone in Zildjian that could confirm that. But anyways, so what you have here is that my theory is that um, they it's not a theory. It's what I read. It's what's you're gonna find if you Google all this stuff and internet search it on the internet, research I should say, where Zildjian just spent too many resources in the development. They spent a lot of time developing these symbols, and they, in my opinion, a lot of people's opinions, a huge success. Only one little problem. That's a success from the perspective of the drummer and the customer. From the perspective of Zildjian, from what I understand, it resulted in quite an elaborate manufacturing process, which was quite a costly manufacturing process, which resulted in a slimmer profit margin. So what do you do when that's the case? Well, you just sort of start to dumb it down and change the manufacturing process, slimline it. Slimline it? What's that? Is that the right term? Streamline it. There we go. And what you get as a result is a more efficient, less costly manufacturing process, thus a higher profit margin. But at the same time, unfortunately for the customers, what you get is a progressively inferior symbol. So that's what I believe that we saw happen throughout the history of the Zildjian Amir line. Um, but what their aim was from the beginning, I believe, of developing this, their first effort at a B8 symbol, is to develop. This was their initial strategy and efforts to compete with the Paiste using that alloy. Um, and right about that time, I believe, I'm gonna say right about that time that the best lines of comparison similarities would be um, the Paiste 505. I think they sound quite similar. Um, the common term thrown around with the Paiste 505s is that they are focused. I think these are focused as well, quite clean sounding, slickery, right? I like that word. So with that in mind, um, as I mentioned before, using a 20 as a crash, I do that with a 20-inch Paiste 505 medium. It's a great way to go. Okay. Um, so with that in mind, here we have the Zildjian Amir crashes, 18s. Remember, these were 1560, 1565. Just for fun, our second guest, ladies and gentlemen, waiting in the wings ever so patiently throughout the duration of the video, is one beautiful, there's the belly, the Paiste 505 18-inch crash. It's competition. They're actually good friends, though. Sort of like, you know, Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan, right? Behind the scenes, good buddies. Anyways, 1430 is where this 505 falls in on the scale. So you got 1560, 1565, and then 1430, considerably thinner. Okay? Here we go. Much more elaborate machine hammering with the 505. Different profile. There's quite a bit of differences. But, you know, let's check out the sound, eh? observation is that the 505 is lower in pitch, which makes sense because of the different weight. But I'm not so sure that's all of it. It could be a result of other aspects of the cymbal. But certainly a different type of sound on the bell. This 505 bell is much larger. I always was under the impression that the Amir bells just sucked. But then, and that was, you know, my my opinion before I took possession of this 20-inch ride. A very small bell, okay, but yeah, you barely see it, huh? But when I first played it, I was shocked at how good it was. You know. Especially the 22-inch Amir ride. I have one of those as well, and that bell is pretty darn spanking good too. Of course, that is the larger bell because it's a ride model as opposed to a crash. So look what this 20-inch did. You know, they sort of bucked the system there and came in with a smaller bell as well. All right, so I guess that concludes my video. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I almost forgot to fit everything in. I should have made a list here. One last thing I want to mention is that I appreciate the fact that I can finally get it all together and make a good quality video because I hope that this will get a lot of clicks. Not that I'm really going for anything like that, but I hope that this will be very helpful to our drum community to learn about the Zildjian Amirs. That being said, I'm glad I shot this video now because I intend to sell 2 of these. I told you I was going to tell you, so I told you I was going to tell you, and then I told you what I was going to tell you, and then I told you, and then I told you what I told you. But so now I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you that I told you so, and now I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to tell you what I told you, and I told you so. Okay. So, after a lot of recording and comparing and checking out different aspects of this and that and comparing and even here's a 16 first generation. Okay, I even did some comparing. See, here's a 20, the 18, and the 16. So I did a lot of comparison in a contextual fashion, and decided that I'm going to sell this one right here. Okay, and I'm also going to be selling this 18-inch ride as well. So this will be for sale. This will be for sale. You'll see some ads popping up. I'll probably do a DFO ad first, and then I'll throw the maybe a Facebook Marketplace one out there as well, with some links to the videos and all that jazz. But at any rate, looking to unload these. These would make a good addition. All right, these are the lowercase cursive logos, but you'll get a good deal too. The market's down right now, so you might as well snag them up while the market's down. 18-inch ride. $18-inch crash. Talk to me. We'll see you later. See you on the forums, and I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. Appreciate the patience. This is a pretty long video, but I might even have some links to jump right into some of the. You know how I do that. I throw the links in the description. They're like hyperlinks right to a specific symbol or something like that. You know, if I have the time, I'll try to cook that up and type it up. Thanks. Appreciate it. Have a good evening. And rock on. Play on. Drum on.